going on, guys? gfunkyboxing here. So Teofimo Lopez says it was a scheme to get the belts off of him. So I got a message for you, man. All right?
He need to hear this.
You really need to sit down and hear this, man, because it's the truth, okay? It's just a flat-out truth. There was no scheme to get you, man. And look, if there was, and I'm going to say it to you just like I'm going to say to any other fighter that makes a claim like this, I need to see some proof, man. I need to see some evidence. If you ain't got none, then what you really need to do is just accept your defeat to George Kambosos and move on. All right? Straight up, man. Straight up. Because you lost the fight, man. And if you're not going to admit that you lost a fight and that mistakes were made in that ring and also in the corner, then you're not going to be able to move on properly with your career. You need to be able to battle this adversity, all right? That's what men do, bro. And what you're doing right now is you're making too many excuses to move on. It's going to haunt you forever. You got to move on. As soon as you get asked a question, you get emotional and you're full of rage about it, just like you were during the fight. I mean, look at this right here. This is round 1 of your fight with Kambosos. And look at the rage in your face. I mean, it's obvious, and especially the way that you fought in that first round, swinging for the fences, looking for a home run right away. And then when it didn't come, it was a long night for you, man. You struggled the rest of the night and then the fight. And look, even with that, a lot of people seem to forget that you dropped Kambosos. You can see right here, nice right hand. You hurt him. He goes down. And, I mean, look, you had a shot to finish him here, man. But you couldn't finish him. And look, credit to him for getting up and continuing to fight. George showed tremendous heart, as you did. You know, you said that you fought with some injuries. We've seen you walking around with a cast on your hand. So, look, there's some good things to take away from this fight, even though it was a loss. But all that's being pushed aside because you can't move on from the fact that he won the fight. You know, it's one thing to say that, you thought you won the fight. We hear that from fighters all the time, that they think that they won a fight when they didn't get the official win. But to go on and say it was a scheme, a DAZN, and whoever, I mean, that's just going too far, dude. Way too far. You just got to take the loss like a man, bro, and just say, look, he was the better man that night. I mean, look at the way Chris Colbert handled his loss. He was upset in his last fight, and he just said, hey, look, he was the better man. And look, George was the better man that night. I scored the fight 7 rounds to 5 for Kambosos. And look, I think a majority of people believe that as well. I'm not seeing too many content creators here on YouTube saying that you won this fight or that there was a scheme or anything like that. I mean, it's just silly, man. You got to move on and accept the loss. Realize that there's some things that need to be fixed. I mean, because look at the way you fought Lomachenko. You were locked in. You were focused. It was obvious you weren't in this one. And it still looks like you're not in focus right now because you're continuing to talk about this. You got to move on, accept it, fix the things that need to be fixed because you're going up to 140, and there's some really good fights up there for you. There's Jose Ramirez. There's Chon Cepeda. I mean, there's a lot of good fights there. I'm hearing Barbosa's name for you. These are all good fights, man, and you need to be locked in, all right? So that's just a message I got from you, man to man, straight up, all right? And like I said, I don't want to really be talking about this type of stuff anymore on my channel, but this was on my mind and I had to get it off, all right? And this is coming from someone that supports you, all right? I feel like you've done some good things in the 16 or 17 fights that you've had, to beat Lomachenko, to knock out Richard Comey. You should have been undisputed. The WBC created a huge mess in this division, but it is what it is, man. So that's really all I got to say, man. This is gfunkyboxing, and I'm out.